All right, it is episode 1 of the Jim Hormone experience. It is the life of a created player. And this is going to be the first run of things as we put Jim Hormone through Madden 25 for the PS3. Jim Hormone has been a creative player since, MLB 99, so 1998. Jim Hormone was created by my cousins Ryan, Scott, and I when we would put together entire MLB teams. And I thought, it'd be kind of fun. Let's check out the creative player stuff and let's do some Jim Hormone, make it real. So, Jim Hormone, the backstory with him, he is an athletic African-American man who gets thrown into every single game possible that I can create him in. And we just follow how he does. So for this instance of Madden, for this run, we're going to make him a decent rookie. All right, we're going to make him a decent rookie, which reminds me I've got to go check something. And we are going to put him, I don't know the position yet. He's either going to be a quarterback, a wide receiver, or a running back, I believe. And we're going to run him through a little Madden and see how he does. We're going to match him up statistically with a great rookie from this season, and I have just randomly chosen Eddie Lacy. I've got the updated rosters right before the Super Bowl. Richard Sherman at 99 overall. You know why? Well, because he's the best player in football. So that is, you get to be 99 overall when you are the best. Don't come at me within, let's see. 99 overall. Let's see what that mediocre receiver is. This is a terrible side story. 89. 10 points worse. It showed. All right, so Eddie Lacy was a decent running back this year for the Green Bay Packers, and he's an 86 overall. So I'm going to put Jim Hormone. We're going to give him between an 84, I think an 84 and 85 overall for his creative player. Maybe even a little lower 80s. And that is what he is going to enter the league in. We are not going to put him on the Seattle Seahawks. I don't want to touch their team because they're in the Super Bowl coming up next weekend from when I'm recording this, and I don't want to mess with any karma on their team. So there's a few teams he won't be able to go on. Any of the NFC West teams I can't play with. I couldn't play with the Broncos. There's a couple other ones, but we'll figure all that out. All right, so we get to create some Jim Hormone. All right, so there's Jim Hormone. You can see him right there. That would be his jersey if he was a Seahawk, but he's not going to be a Seahawk. I think I'm going to do running back. I've decided we're going to do halfback in this game, and we'll get to how the play calling is going to work for him. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But we've got to do a team real quick for him. Jim Hormone is also, we'll explain that in just a second, but let's see how they're. All right, so this is going to be the random team. I'm going to stop now, and then it's going to be one of these. Oh, nope, you know what? I did that wrong. I guess I can do it like this. All right, so we'll let that run for a second. I actually closed my eyes right now. Let him go on the New Orleans Saints. Boy, I have a hard time being the Saints because the Seahawks played against them and beat them. But you know what? That's what he's going to be. He's going to be a New Orleans Saint. He is number 26. Now, this is a problem with some teams because that jersey number is not available. If it's not available, I've got to find a new team. But it is available. That is a combination number. Larry Johnson for the New York Knicks was number 2. Dan Wilson for the Seattle Mariners was number 6. Put those together, 26. That is always and will always be his jersey number. He's never had a hand that he is, and he's also never had a set college. That is something that I would love to come up with eventually. So instead, for right now, and I can't believe we've never came up with a college that Jim Hormone went to. But for now, I'm going to put him at Eastern Washington University because that's where I went to school. And I will then have to have a discussion with my cousin and co-creators of Jim Hormone, Ryan and Scott, and try to square down a school to put him at. Eastern Washington, oh my gosh, where are you? There you are. Go Eagles. Birth year, we're going to make him as young as possible. So 1993, that would put him at 20 years old-ish. All right, so here's Jim Hormone's player info. All of it. Spokane, Washington. We go to appearance. Now, we have done a lot of creative players over the year that are completely random. And everything on them is random, and that's a very fun way to do it. But for Jim, we try to make him to be somewhat of a legitimate size. Okay, here's Jim Hormone. The look we're going with, everyone over the creative players I will ever get will get a standard old school helmet. I don't want any of this revolution crap. Giving him a visor, giving him some forearm shivers, got some just regular standard black gloves on him. Nothing too fancy there. Regular socks and hyperfuse shoes because those are what LaMarcus Aldridge wears. He wears hyperfuse. Jim Hormone, you get blessed with one of the best power forwards in the game, if not the best. His shoes, but the football style. Style, and then I'm going to do the style. I'm going to do the, you got to do style. You got to do his rating, which I'll get to. Player traits, contract info, all that. Takes a little bit. Skip ahead and I'll just show you what we end up with. Okay, so here we go. Here's what we get. Put together Jim Hormone. I don't know what the styles means. I couldn't really edit any of it. His rating, I decided to make him an 80 overall. I felt too guilty with an 85. He's going to hopefully get to improve a little bit. So he's real fast. We gave him his 90 overall in speed. Made him fast. I had to give him some awareness because what we're going to do with Jim Hormone is play one game and simulate two. So I don't just get to control him all the time. Quick rundown of his stats. You can kind of look at him. Hopefully I didn't go too fast there. If I did, I apologize. You can pause the video. Player traits. This is kind of a weird thing in Madden 25. You get to go through all this. For the stuff that matters for running back, he's fighting for extra yards, covers the ball against big hitters, sideline catches. I don't know. I figured he could fight for extra yards. He's not really a strength back. He's more of a speed back, but I do want him to fight for extra yards because I'm in love with Marshawn Lynch. And he's getting paid. Look at this guy. Getting 5 years, 21 mil. He's going to spend that well. So there's Jim Hormone. This is the man. We're going to send him into the roster now. Okay, so we've got Jim Hormone built. We've got him in the game. We've got him up top on the depth chart. So now we got to figure out how to get into the season. And we're going to go with an offline connected career and play as the coach. You can do import custom roster. Import custom roster, I believe, is the roster with Jim Hormone in it. But you can do a player, so you can just control Jim Hormone, but I want him to stay at the top of the depth chart. So I will be keeping him, I will be doing a coach mode. So I can edit that depth chart and make sure he gets his playing time. So we'll be doing coach mode. You can do a player, a coach, or an owner. We'll be doing coach. We'll be creating a coach. And that coach will be Larry Barty. None of this really matters to me for what I'm doing. So let's just go with the strategist. All right, we made Larry Barty the coach of the Saints, so he is taking over. Sean Payton is out. It's a new regime in New Orleans. New coach and new running back to take over the team and try to get this team Super Bowl bound. Doing 7-minute quarters, pro level. Not looking to make this game very tough. I want to build stats for Jim Hormone, and it will be a play one game, and then simulate the next two. That's how it's going to work. And then in the playoffs, I will play the Super Bowl, and I will get to choose one other playoff game to play. So I'll play one playoff game. I can choose which one that is, and then the Super Bowl. And that is how this will work. We're going to get done with the preseason. I can figure out how to do that and move right on to week 1 of the NFL. All right, made it through the the preseason. And here we go, game 1. We play 1, we simulate 2 this episode. This is going to be game 1 for Jim Hormone. The way the play calling is going to work in this one, I'm not going to pick the plays. The coach will suggest 3. I get to choose one of the 3. And yes, I will try to get Jim Hormone involved in the plays that I choose. I will not be playing defense. I will simulate defense because this is, after all, focusing on the life of a created player, Jim Hormone.
Opening week always gives off a special feeling, so there's no question everybody's excited for this game between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
No love for Jim in the pre-game camera shot. It's awesome. Love seeing my guy. Jim Nance. And here we go. We get underway. Season 1. There he is right there, bottom right of your screen, Jim Hormone. The life of a created player. And is he going to get the ball first? No, he's not. All right, Matt Ryan drove his team down. It's an 11-yard pass to Harry Douglas for their first touchdown. Now, here we go. Jim Hormone is getting on the field. These are the three plays I get to choose from. We're going to get Jim the ball right off the bat and get his NFL career started. There he is, number 26 in the backfield.
Has it under center. They feed the running back. Gains 5.
So it's always fun, and Matt Ryan came of age last year, became the leader of the Atlanta Falcons, and Drew Brees, hey, listen, he's got great courage when it comes to making decisions and throwing the football. That's why that New Orleans offense is always so tough.
I have a feeling this is going to be the play right here. Trying to halfback draw, didn't get anywhere.
Brees has it under
Sitting on
center.
7 yards for the day, and then this kick.
Another carry.
Get around. Oh, he's got a good spin. That a girl, Jim.
Well, the long run that time.
Celebrate, my man.
A lot of reasons why they got that long run, but the biggest one.
Feed him the ball, Drew.
Blocking up front, but what patience
Oh,
for the running
slip
back.
screen.
He did not panic
Send it to the
because
open
it
side
took
of the
a while
field.
for that running lane to develop.
This
He saw it,
could be
he hit it,
the first
and he used his
touchdown
talents
of
to
Jim
get down the
Hormone. He's
field
going to
for
get out
big
there to the
gains.
flats.
1st and 10. Into the open flat. He makes the catch. They tackle him for a loss.
Good job by the defense. They stopped the offense that time on 1st down. Now the
Continue to
defense
try to
is in
feed
a
it to
good
Jim
situation.
on the wheel.
This will be 2nd down. Snap back to the quarterback. Out of the gun. And he hauls it in.
Always a good job to pick up some yards when you're in the red zone. Nice throw by the quarterback, and he gets the completion.
All right, can Drew Brees find a way to pick up a 1st down? Looks like Darren Sproles is in. Hormone is tired.
Receiver in the slot.
No. So it looks like the Saints are going to settle for a field goal on their first drive ever with Jim Hormone. Force the Falcons to punt.
Starting field position here.
Pinned back at the 4-yard line and back on the field in the 2nd quarter. Jim Hormone
They hand it off to the
was
running
absolutely annihilated at the line of scrimmage.
back.
All right, little halfback dive here set up for Jim. They got a lot of line. They're bringing it up the middle. Get some blocks.
Organizations, so the bad blood is there.
Oh,
You know what I say.
that's a good carry. Way to break it outside, Jim. Rook. Okay, we forced the Falcons to punt after settling for a field goal on the Saints' last drive. Drew Brees throwing over the top. And here we go, a little 2-minute drill for Drew Brees, Jim Hormone in the game.
Close
So
game.
we can get in the field goal range and get a
7
touchdown.
to
As we
6.
continue to try to feed it to Jim there.
Nickel formation for the defense here. Looks to his left. Reaches
Out there in the
and
flats, getting around with the juke. Go, Jimmy.
And that's a gain of 10.
Good. The defense.
Big play by Kenny Stills.
But he still had the football. And he throws
In the red, yeah, just inside the red zone. Hormone on the
Here's
angle.
First snap after the big play. Makes the catch.
Get there, baby. All right, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. That may be open again. That may be open again. Drew Brees knows it. Those linebackers head out to cover the outside. This could be the touchdown, first touchdown for Jim Hormone. They're going to force it. Got it, touchdown, Hormone. First one of his career.
Touchdown.
Look at that, 35 receiving yards for Jim. He's got some rushing yards, a touchdown. He's going to get a chance if I can get some good blocking.
Take it from the shotgun.
Pick up a couple more here.
Brings it into his body.
By the way, spin move is his go-to. That was his best attribute, was spin move then shoot. But I like the spin
nice
move.
route on the outside. Nice throw by the quarterback.
Nice little out route by
Puts him in
Jim.
good position to keep moving and
Gets
get a
up, gets the first down, and now look at this. They're going to call his number on a run. Can he break
They
outside?
got a first down now
It's
after
going
that
to depend on that linebacker. We're actually going to flip it. He's going to counter to the right.
Run it with the counter. Slashing to the
Picked
right
up something
side.
out of nothing.
Tackle down at the 42.
Gets another completion.
He's going to get some yards on the ground. He's got over 100 yards total, I believe.
The long drive continues. Now
I'd love to get him some work on the ground.
they've got him down there.
Yeah, he's got over 100 yards total yards. 9 rushes,
Nice
10
situation
receptions.
here for the offense. They're winning the football game.
Not a
Now
bad
they're in
game
the
one
red zone.
for Jim
Let's see
Hormone.
if they
Now he's
come
going to
up
get a
with
chance
play
to bust him to the
fools
outside on a
defense.
toss. Toss is never
This long drive
worked.
continues. 2nd and 4. Toss to the outside.
Ever.
They've got him behind a line of scrimmage.
Oh, man, he almost
Okay,
gets
Jimmy
into
Graham
the
took
end
it down
zone
to the
so
goal line.
close to getting over the goal line.
3-yard line. inside
What a drive this
5.
has been.
How will Jim do on a run?
First and goal. They give it to the back.
Can he get in there? He does. Punches in for his second touchdown of the game. A receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Feed the beast. A 3 and out for the
Great
Saints.
starting position here for the offense. First down.
Brings up
They go count.
some running chances for Jim, and he's got one to break. Can he get in? Look at Jim Hormone go. Yeah, baby. The 30-yard touchdown run? Yeah, do that thing. Do that thing. Why is everyone on the other side of the field? Why? Maybe there was a fight or something. Or maybe he just ran to the other end zone to stutter like that, to do that
You
touchdown.
got to have good vision to be a
Look at
good
this.
running back
Breaks
in
it to the
NFL.
outside, runs
And that
very
vision means
straight up and
following the
down.
right guys.
Spin
The running
move.
back does it, leads to a touchdown run.
Drags a few guys into the end zone. Classic Hormone.
The Saints offense heads
Okay, a
on to the
20-yard
field.
touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Harry Douglas, and that is going to be it, I think, for Jim Hormone as Darren Sproles is in the game.
Hoping to avoid being sacked for a 3rd time. Sproles is taking the handoff. And he's tackled at the 32-yard line.
Darren Sproles reminds me of a pinball machine. He can bounce off of things and still find ways to run around other guys and get big yards.
What do you know? Jim's back in, trying to get him before the 2-minute warning. This is dirty football.
Here in the final quarter. Back to the ground.
He didn't deserve it.
2 minutes.
Dirty football.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
I didn't know he was still in the game. He could get another carry right here. Get him one more carry before this thing's about over. 30-yard line. Last time he was on the 30-yard line, he busted one to the end zone. Can he get another one? Get around him. Get around him.
A tackle behind the line.
That's a bad angle.
That's a timeout by
Jim, that's a
Pete.
bad angle.
The Saints get set at the line, needing to get to the 22 for a first. Falcons defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. 3rd and 11. Gains 11. The defensive captain looks over and signals an immediate timeout.
After a nice run by Sproles. This could be one of the last
on the ground.
real plays of the game. Jim takes her out the middle. He's going to pick up a couple yards that he lost before on that stupid run where he tried to get around the linebacker. Or nickelback is one of the two. Oh, the clock is still going to be in the favor of Jim, isn't it? They still had one more timeout to use. 12 yards could get Jim a 100-yard rushing game. Can he punch one up the gut for 12?
The nickel look here on defense. They'll
Nope.
run with it again.
Maybe. Get up.
6. And you can see how they fared in the red zone to this point, which is brought to you by Verizon.
They are going to keep him in the game. So Jim stays in on a rare 3rd down appearances. They are chasing 100 yards for Jim. Can he get it?
To the running back. Swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Jim, the offensive coordinator, has done a terrific job so far.
That's going to do
He's
it
got
for
his
Jim
team
Hormone's
winning.
game 1. We'll take a look at his
You're in the
stats here in a
red zone.
second.
Let's see how clever you win the game, Jim. You're 1-0. Everything looks great.
Player of the game, doing his post-game interview, Jim Hormone.
This incredible play is the GMC never say never moment of the game.
And this is it. Look at this. The life of a creative player doesn't suck when you get the ball a bunch. 17 carries, 92 yards, 8 short of that 100-yard game. Also, 10 catches, leading receiver, reception-wise, 54 yards and a touchdown. So a 3-touchdown day for Jim Hormone. Not too bad. The question will be, how does he do in the 2 simulated weeks? And we'll find out in a second. Okay, so week 2 was the 13-10 win at Tampa. Let's take a look at the box score and see how Jim did in his first simulated week. Rushing-wise, 30 carries, 97 yards, and a touch. 30 carries for Jim in the simulation. Did he get any receptions? Did haul in 1 for 8 yards, no touchdown, but 8. Okay, a big win for the Saints in week 3. They're 3-0, 30-13 win for the Saints over the Cardinals. What was Jim's look? Not a huge week for Breeze. He only had 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jim eclipses it. 26 carries, 101. He gets his first 100-yard rushing game. No touchdowns on the ground. Receiving, he brings in 3 receptions, 13 yards, no touchdowns there. What a start of the season for Jim Hormone. 92, 97, 101. The games keep on coming. And to kick off part 2 of the life and times of my favorite creative player, Jim Hormone, it's going to be a game at home against the Dolphins, a Monday Night Football game it looked like right there. But to close this out, we'll take a look at the league standings and see where Mr. Hormone sits in terms of rushing on the season. Because it could be interesting. He could be up there. Not at the top, but he could be on the top 10. Look at that. 3, 4, 5, 6th overall with 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ooh, that looks good for Jim. That looks good. What a start. Is he leading in touchdowns? Early leader in the clubhouse for touchdowns? Nope, Fred Jackson. Barely. All right, that concludes the life and times of my favorite creative player, Jim Hormone, part 1. You can check into part 2 coming up, and it will bring you, well, let's see, games against the Dolphins. It'll also we'll progress Jim Hormone. We'll up his stats after the game against the Dolphins, and we'll bring 2 simulated games against the Bears and on the road at the Patriots. We do have to check one thing that's going to happen. I'll be playing that game, sim, playing that game, sim, playing that game. Thank goodness. Sim. There's no way I would be able to play that game. I would just take a knee and let the Seahawks steamboat the Saints. All right, that's been part 1. Thanks so much for checking out the life and times of a created player, Jim Hormone, on my channel. You can subscribe. I've got other videos I put up, so make sure to hit the subscribe link. I appreciate it, and you can check out more stuff from me at Sean'sLife.com.